what do you do with the Bitcoin besides it just gather value?
Real estate developers in New York City, they're not buying the real estate because they want to live in it.
But like most of the people who are buying assets at some point want to sell the assets at a profit.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor.
Alrighty, folks. Welcome to episode 9 of the Bitcoin Dive Bar with B Scarce and Tim B. I am Tim B. We have B Scarce, as well as we have Mars Spitz Bars with us as well.
What's up?
Happy Tuesday. I am freshly shaven. All the haters that have been saying I look like dog shit, you can suck my dick. Let's go. Bitcoin reclaimed 120 previously, right before we started the show. It is currently not above 120, but we are here. Moth is in the chat saying first, I am the one to comment on here. Ha 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 ha. Alright, congratulations, Moth, to being the first comment of the show. We've got NPC
Moth
Retard,
was saying,
shout out.
Moth, get in here.
Moti was saying that she doesn't understand why people like to show her their faces. I want her to see these 3 handsome gentlemen and tell me why the hell wouldn't we show our faces to the world? It's a disservice to keep a face like this and that away from the ladies.
What is one to do?
What is one to do?
So good.
Come on home, Moth.
What are you supposed
Come on
to
home,
do
Moth.
when you look
You don't have to
so
show your
primo?
face, Moth. Right? She doesn't have to dox herself, does she?
No,
No,
Uh-huh.
she
nobody
just show us
has
the
to
good.
dox if they don't want to. We don't really give a shit. If you don't want to
Yeah.
dox, then you can just, be like that. It's okay.
Just come in on.
We're gonna
Just talk.
show a treasury company tonight, Moth. We need you in here to speak some maximalism.
We might be. That's actually. Shit, I forgot to make my bed before this show. Fuck.
That looks good.
Generally, I try.
Dude, you're a
Try
crypto
to
bro,
do
you know,
some
like
shit before,
if your bed is made up, you're not a Bitcoin bro.
Do we need to get-
I'm rocking the Silk Road shirt though.
Oh, nice.
Silk
Oh, wow,
Road
nice.
Anonymous Market. We're pimping
Right.
today. Come on. Big,
So is Rescale gonna come in here and talk things out, or what?
I don't know.
No, there's no need. There's no need.
No.
That's not really drama. That's just, that's whatever
Tim
it
B
is.
looks barely 18, Moss said. All right, let's
It's
relax.
true. You look,
Looks good,
you look
doesn't he?
younger.
Let's,
He looks
It's
good.
true.
Let's relax. Let's relax a little bit in the chat.
I think
How
she's
about
right.
I don't
She's
look
right.
barely 18.
I gotta pull up the chat.
Everybody needs
Wait.
to relax a little bit in the chat. Come on. We're up to 83 viewers in the chat, though. Come on.
We know.
Just how you
We
like
know.
them, Moth, says Vanilla. Got him. Got him. Change the podcast name to Barely Legal. I'm almost 30. Let's chill out. Let's chill out here. I mean, I look almost 30 when I have a full beard going, to be honest. But
Oh, so we
You
have
look
an update. My segment is gonna be sponsored by Zin Nicotine. They're coming on board to sponsor the podcast
That
and
is a
the
big
drama
announcement.
segment. Yeah, huge news. We're gonna get huge funding from this. A lot of opportunities.
that
It's
is
exciting.
a big
And my
announcement.
yeah.
And we should actually
And my
premise-
apparel.
Wait, who just joined?
That's John.
Oh shit, John
John.
is already on. Okay.
Yep.
Shit. All right. Let's.
I go to bed early. Boys.
What's up,
John, we-
Welcome to the show,
I'm not a
man.
fun participant.
Are
What's
you
up?
are
Who
you
am I
walking?
talking to here? Oh, be Scarce. That's what you look like?
Tim B and Be Scarce, and Mars is on here as well. And I'm Tim B.
All right, I got to be honest. I assume B. Scarce was better looking on Twitter,
That's okay.
but he's not.
That's
He's
okay.
not terrible looking. And then who were you in the spaces today?
I
Charity?
wasn't
No.
in the space today. No, I wasn't.
Okay. Well, good for you, man. You avoided a boring ass hour and a half of your life.
I was listening
John-
a little bit anonymously during like Dieter Bob making a fool of himself as usual, and then I kind of just.
Man, listen, I don't think he's making a fool of himself. I just didn't know he was a communist. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, he's
So
just trashing the business.
I was like, wait a second. So you don't believe in capitalism? Okay, got it, my guy. But I love the Mars, the insider deal thing. While I was offering the deal to him in public terms, while the deal is still open and at a fixed valuation.
Yeah, that
It's
didn't
just-
make any
You are
sense.
rigging your own deal, sir. You are
Yeah.
rigging your own deal.
And then
That's
price
why
hasn't
I thought
gone
you
up.
were.
John, just for the oh shit, did we just lag? What just happened?
So,
Fucking looking
I know,
or
but like my
something.
thing is, those are the ones that are most
Something is
desirable in
like-
India. I've been there. Hey, be Scarce. You're not one
Yeah.
of the pinky holders in India. You know what I'm talking about? The friends, the male friends that hold
yeah.
pinkies.
It's weird. It's weird. A lot of fags here.
John,
People think I'm making that up.
Not a fan.
John, do you just want to give for the other people of the dive bar that don't even know who you are? Do you just want to give a brief introduction of what you got
Yeah.
going on with your
I
company?
don't. Do I really? Do you want that? Is that what you
Good
want?
time.
No,
Mars said he
we
wanted to
don't
hang out.
want like a sales
In good
pitch,
time.
more just like
Yeah, good,
who you
good.
are in general, just quickly.
All right. So yeah, man, I'm Pay It Forward Dad on Twitter for the sake of, I don't know, the nexus of this conversation. Yeah, man, I'm John. I've been a Bitcoiner forever. I hide it from people because it's cringe as fuck sometimes, talking about it publicly. But also, I'm tired about talking it publicly on some level. But yeah, man,
Well, now you
I have
have a
two kids.
public-facing company, so.
I mean,
how are you
sort
gonna
of. I mean,
balance
framework.
that?
I mean, listen, I talk about Bitcoin every day. I still love Bitcoin. It's been definitely a long day, but it's been a fun day too. But I'm being somewhat facetious. I'm in a different part of my journey in terms of talking about Bitcoin. I no longer debate it. I'm not having a debate that I'm right. Like, I'm in a place in my journey now. By the way, I need to know what to call you guys, because I can't call
Could you
you share these.
potentially turn your phone sideways? Hell yeah.
Is
that better?
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
Is that better? All right, I'll back up. Sorry, man. I got to get my
No,
steps
you're
in.
chilling,
I told Mars
bro.
I'm doing it from
You're
the tree.
chilling. No.
But anyway, my thought is I'm just no longer in a place where I'm debating it. So you can cheat off my test is sort of the analogy I give. Like, at this point, I feel like I've minted thousands of millionaires. If you've been listening to me talk about Bitcoin since 15, 16. And my thought is I'm happy to let you cheat off my test. Like, I'm not the guy who'll cover up his test, but I'm not going to stop mid-exam to explain how I got answers. See, you can just copy my shit at this point. That's where I'm at in my Bitcoin journey. And I still love to help people. I still love paying it forward. I do have an impulse to help people, but like, I'm sort of there. Anyway, I don't know. I got 2 young kids. Just like run this IT company, sort of step back from it. I was actually on a pretty cool journey to go back to med school, put in all the work, and then figured this out and realized this is too big and I have to do this. So yeah, man, that's kind of where I'm at. What this is I own an IT company, pretty stable, like recurring cash flows, really boring ass business. And I feel like I'm going to regret this, Mars, when we go public. This recording's going to come out. It's going to tank the stock for like a day.
Hey, relax.
the-
This is reputable. This is a reputable
Oh,
stream.
I
Yeah,
was-
this is
Let's
this
relax.
is the best
Dude,
Bitcoin podcast in the market.
Yeah,
Number one
let's
Bitcoin podcast.
relax here. We
For
actually
the
are
play- I'm
gonna get-
legit Bitcoiners.
I'm gonna
too.
get tossed in the Epstein finals. For the background. But yeah, man. So we're just basically like, we've been stacking since 2021. We were a Bitcoin treasury company before Bitcoin treasury companies were like Bitcoin treasury companies.
The public treasury companies. Yeah.
Yeah, and so anyway, I don't know how to like build something that's just paper, and so what we're doing is we're just taking reasonable amounts of leverage. Most people are criticizing that we're not taking enough leverage, which I find interesting. But we just have stable cash flows in a recurring revenue business model. We just have a healthy, profitable company.
And now you
and so
plan
we issued.
to use Bitcoin to be able to grow cash flows even further, to be able to acquire more Bitcoin,
Sort of.
to fully
Yeah,
scale,
sort
or
of.
what?
No, I mean, we have Bitcoin
I
on the
think I
balance sheet
heard
even
in
before.
that space that you're talking about acquiring more companies, or
Yeah, man, I won't be too much more long-winded, but yeah, I mean, we're just going to continue to stack. The way we're doing it is, one, we just offered a safe round. We're about to close that out. It's hard to even know where we're at right now, but we raised somewhere in the range of like probably $4 to $5 million. We'll disclose that once it's fully done, and when when checks are in the bank and wires are in the bank or Bitcoin's in the vault. Yeah, so we raised a little bit of money via equity, and then we've also, haven't really explored taking leverage against these safe cash flows, and so we started to do that. Found a lending market that seems to be pretty robust, 8, 10, 12%. 5-10 year duration sort of terms. And I like Bitcoin outperforming 8-10%
yes.
over the next 5 or 10 years. And so I have a fiduciary duty, man. I have investors. I know what I know about Bitcoin, and it's done really well for the company. It's done well for me personally. And so all we're doing is just turning on a little bit of leverage, issuing a little bit of equity, and then focusing on building continuously focusing on building a strong
we
company.
understand very clearly, bro. This I know you don't know what this is, but Bitcoin Dive Bar, we discuss Bitcoin and Bitcoin
About,
Treasury.
man, Mars.
We
I've
discuss
been watching
Bitcoin
this program. Get out of
treasuries
here.
every day. So we're very
do.
well versed in Bitcoin Treasury companies, and but first, not to cut you off, John, but
No, that's okay.
we do have to get to our sponsors. This Bitcoin Dive Bar is brought to you by SMLR Scientific, the second Bitcoin treasury company to hit the market. They have preferred stocks that will be hitting the market September of this year. Joe Burnett recently made director of the Bitcoin treasury. They did just bring on Nick Coletta as well yesterday as the treasurer from Deloitte Digital Assets, as well as we're brought to you by Strategy, the number one company in the game, will be a multi-trillion-dollar company, not financial advice. Sailor is the GOAT, as well as Coors Light. The mountains are always blue. It is always 5 p.m. somewhere. Please drink responsibly. Thank you so much to you.
Are these
John.
paying sponsors? Are these paying sponsors?
Not yet.
Well,
I
you
want
gotta
to just
fake
make
it.
a quick
But
overture.
if you want to sponsor the show, we are taking business inquiries. So
I won a bunch of money from Joe in poker the other night. I got like a couple $100 I can throw at this, man. I'm happy to buy beers for the crew for the next month. Hey,
we'll
hey,
we'll put your logo on the show every top of the hour.
Look at this.
We give you an
All right,
We're
let's
making
do it.
deals.
So.
We're making
all
deals.
right, I'm in. But hey, I got to make sure I didn't just break any security laws. So subject to anything
Go
like
ahead.
that. Yeah?
Do your due diligence.
Not financial advice.
Of
You're
course.
a private company currently, anyways. So
Not according to Dieter. According to Dieter, I'm pumping and dumping a public stock here. Man, so.
Immorally. Capitalism is immoral.
Like, don't
Remember.
create value for your shareholders, you dipshit. Okay.
How dare you make people rich?
It's all good. Anyway, man, I just came to hang out. Mars told me you guys are fun.
This is
And,
we don't have to talk about your company if you don't want to. This is kind of
You
a
can just
dive
hang.
bar
You can just
setup.
hang.
You can just
Yeah.
chill. We got other things to discuss as well.
So, John,
Let me
where
hang
you
out.
at with your? Yeah, go ahead.
Be
No,
scared,
go ahead.
you're on
I'm
mute.
just listening. I'm just listening.
Scared, you're on mute.
Do you own treasury companies, John? MicroStrategy?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Oh man, I own them all. I own MicroStrategy, and I own all the shit coins. I own them all.
You got shit coins?
No, I mean,
Oh,
I
but
own
you
Hawk.
own Semler or
I own Semler's not a shit coin. I am
Semler is
100%
not
behind
a,
Semler.
this guy knows. Come on.
Because listen. Here's the
Come
problem
on.
with Semler, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
let him
I'm gonna
cook-
be
let
honest.
him-
Semler, bro.
Tim, let him cook on
let me
Semler.
let me
Let
cook
him
on this,
cook,
but because I'm actually not drinking. I had pre-workout an hour ago, so we're on the opposite vibe right now.
He's ready to rant.
And this is my third workout of the day, so I got a little juice left. So here's the deal. Semler seemed to me to be a really strong company. They're like 1.15 EVNAM as of yesterday, from what I can tell. And to me, the value of that wrapper is better than a 15% premium. And I think the issue there is like Semler is just struggling with their investor base. They're not Bitcoiners.
Well, you know
And
about the DOJ thing, right? Do you? How they just
I
had the
don't know
30 the third so that's been the massive headwind, right? That was where it all they couldn't buy for 3 months. And
Okay, so
as they
I didn't
were
know it was that
dealing
bad.
with because of the United Healthcare, that's why United Health tanked. It's a DOJ probe since 2012 that became now for whatever reason the DOJ wanted to settle with fucking SMLR even though they shouldn't be, and they had to. Now they're settling for $30 million, and now they're taking a loan from fucking Coinbase to facilitate said loan. So it is but despite that, they are back to buying, and it's all behind them. And now they have a 3 years of forward guidance.
Yeah, but I still don't even think that explains. So I don't think that explains why why they should like. To me, SMLR should be trading at one of the higher M
Well,
NAVs.
and they got hit.
They have
I
one.
mean, they did $100 million convertible on a $400 million market cap, and those
That's
convertible
25%, yeah.
arbitrageurs, they basically
smoking 'em.
they enslave your stock, basically. So
Yeah, I mean, well,
Yeah,
if when
but
you're bulling and you're pushing, then convertibles are free
what's
money, and when they're not, you're gonna get toasted. And I think this is gonna happen, by the way, to way less robust companies than SMLR. Like this idea that every company is going to be able to go to the well when their converts come due
well,
and
that's
Bitcoin's
why
chopping sideways.
Sailor's pivoting from converts. That's why they're pivoting to preferreds. That's why
Well, I don't think
Semler
that's
is now
necessarily
pivoting
why
to
he's doing it, but
preferreds.
yeah, I think
Well,
it's a
it's more
smarter play.
accretive if
It's
you
free
can
money.
if
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
get the
It's free
money in because of the conversion. There's just so much dilution and the initial converts. Those guys always short the fuck out of you, so they get a solid
Well, Michael
price,
Saylor's
and
initial
then
converts were different terms, right? So I think we're in a much different lending market. I mean, Michael Saylor was in a basically free, like, back in 2020, 21, 22, we had interest rates like, the Fed funds rates was like 1.5% or
One
something,
and
right?
a
So it
half,
was a much
yeah.
different environment. And he got a 200,000 Bitcoin head start for free, effectively. And
not exactly correct. Their first converts were like 3-something%. Their most recents are 0.
okay,
So
well,
they've actually gotten more
they've had a
favorable.
lot of different.
They've gotten more
They've had-
favorable debt obligations
Basically.
as their stack has grown.
I agree with that too. But what I'm saying is that where they started and where a lot of these other treasury companies that ultimately have no operation started are two different places. One, Sailor is a much more seasoned issuer, has a much more respected name, and has a much more, I
Yes.
think, depth to being able to raise money.
Well,
Maybe
he is
outside
the
of like
market,
Dave Bailey.
basically. He created the market for these
Um,
products.
I don't disagree. Hey, do you want me to join? Do you want my opinion on this stuff, or do you need me to just?
Yeah, let him cook, bro.
Sorry,
Yeah, let him
Here's the
talk.
thing. Here's the thing,
I want
Tim.
to
You
go
can
back to the original question about
let him cook as
SMLR.
long as he wants. He's only going to be on once. You want to hear
Okay,
as much
yeah.
from his opinion
No,
as
Well, he
it's,
possible.
might
it's, no, I like
this
Tim.
might
I
not
want
only be
Tim to
one
come hang out with
time,
us.
but
I
I'm just
mean,
saying.
we can date. We can date. I just, I got kids that like me.
Just let him cook. Let him cook for like 5 straight minutes if he wants, you know?
all
I
right.
mean, not even. I'll be like less than 2 minutes on the Semler thing because I'm actually super bullish on Semler. And I think Semler has a really, really substantial business, a robust business. I think they've probably gotten over their skis in some ways. And I think you're probably right on those converts. Without having like deep dived as much, I do think there's an investor alignment issue at Semler. I think they got this new girlfriend called Bitcoin and they got to go tell their parents about it. And Bitcoin is like the girlfriend and the parents are their existing investor base pre-Bitcoin. Saylor did a really smart move, right? Like when he went to make this pivot with Bitcoin, he went to his board, he went to the investors, he basically said, "Hey, I'll buy you out," right? Like he did some sort of Dutch auction or something of that nature from the top of my memory. But like, I don't think Semler's had that sort of alignment. I think they're doing it now. I think the reason why they appointed Natalie Brunel was probably that. I think Michael Saylor's helping them to adopt Bitcoin culture to sort of align their investor base with their actual motif or their actual MO. And so like I think that's not as easy to do at $500 million than it is to do at 100 billion or 100 million. And it's probably easier at a $500 million than it is at 10 billion. But I do think they have to right size and sort of align their investor base. Independent of some of these one-off things like that you mentioned with the DOJ. And so like I'm actually super bullish and I think their wrapper is worth more than a 15% premium. If you're telling me all these other wrappers, you know, whether it's Matador, I don't want to go through names. Any of these other rappers are trading at MNAVs of 2, 5, 8, 12. I know some of them have compressed pretty significantly. Some of them have even gone negative. But I don't think SMLR should be kind of grouped with the rest of these. They have a real operation that I think is going to allow for them to being able to buy in the bear markets and to be able to issue at bulls. And I think that's going to be a differentiator that people underestimate. So yeah, I actually am a lot more bullish on SMLR. I don't consider it a shitcoin, but to your original question, I do own a bunch of the shitcoins. I own Smarter Web Company. I own what do I own? Hog P, H100. I got to do this. I own Concilium. I'm getting smoked on Concilium. I'm down 60% on Concilium, Mars.
Do you still own ST? Were you in on
No,
ST?
I crushed ST.
Yeah.
Absolutely murdered ST.
That was a quick one.
I'm just
But
kidding.
do you own Misty though? Do you own Misty? That's the real
I
question.
do. I did. I own it, but I own it in a retirement account. So I'm not picking up dividends at like 39%. But I actually don't think it's necessary. Whatever. I'm not as big a fan of Misty, but I bought some Misty. I bought the preferreds. I wanted to just toy with them and play with them. I didn't take a massive position in any of the preferred offerings that Sailor put out, but I did want to understand them. The best way for me to understand things is to buy them and toy with them. So yeah, man, I own a bunch of them. What else do I own? I own one of them that David, the Mexican one that David unlatched the other day, and it's already down 40%. MRNO. So yeah, man, I've dabbled with a lot of them. It's hard for me to see how most all of these that don't have operations underneath them, like I just don't know how else not to see them, especially when I look at the charts over the last month, 60 days, how I don't see them as just like trading like shitcoins. And I know I'm shitting my bags, but they just feel like shitcoins, Mars. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, it's very tempting. It's very hard not to do it. Like there's a lot of wealth coming on the Wall Street in the name of Bitcoin, and you really want to be at the ground floor. And you hit some, you get some. The ones you get go way up. Mars made a killing, didn't you, Mars, with your initial play?
Well, yeah, ST was a great day, but I
Yeah,
also
we did.
made
Mars
some
was with
losses.
me there. Mars was there with me on ST. I actually made a mistake on ST. I actually doubled my allocation, and I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but I think it got halted on one of my accounts, either Schwab or Fidelity or something like that. But I think what it did is it created a limit order when it went halt. Like it gave me the option to do that. But then I just panicked to my other account, and I actually got the order through. But then I saw the original order that got halted come through. So I was like, oh shit, I double allocated. But then it pumped to oblivion, and we actually did all right with that one. But yeah, man, I listen, I own a lot of them. I actually do think there's going to be some winners and losers here, but I do think it's going to be predicated on 4 different factors. And I'll be really quick. One is I do think there are actually pockets of money that are struggling to get into Bitcoin. There's GBTC arbitrages. If you guys remember 2017, 2018, 2019, pumped 40% premium just because people couldn't get retirement money to Bitcoin and they wanted to get retirement money. And until sort of the miners came on, until MSTR came on, you didn't have alternatives. After the ETFs came, or at least the writing was on the wall, the ETF or the grayscale sort of proxy ETF wound up just going to a massive discount. And one of the best trades you could have made in the bear was ultimately buying GBTC and getting effectively 50%, 60% off your Bitcoin. And so I don't know, as I look at this, there's a GBTC type of trade. There's sort of a tax arbitrage that sort of Metaplanet's been playing on. And then I think after those first 2 buckets, you got to have a real company. You got to be able to actually have a wrapper that's valuable. You got to be able to generate cash flow. In the interview that SMLR did the other day, Burnett did with Sailor, and sort of, breaking down their strategy. The first thing that Michael Saylor says is, the first thing you should do is make sure the operation's not hemorrhaging cash. My Sailor sucks, I know, but it's late and we're doing it.
Strategy does hemorrhage cash, don't they?
No, they actually, even if they do now, they certainly didn't before, but I don't. I think they still have positive EBITDA. But even if it's not, you got to take strategy out of this. Strategy now is at escape velocity. Michael Saylor is buying entire treasury company stacks in one fell swoop.
Yes.
Okay,
He's buying one SMLR every week.
I mean, he bought Metaplan. He goes, the best dude. Michael Saylor's such a gangster, dude. He goes in, and by the way, I love Dylan, and I've taken a bigger position in Metaplanet this week, and I've announced it publicly. But Michael Saylor's such a G. He congratulates Dylan and Simon about getting 10,000 Bitcoin. And then, like 20 minutes later, announced that they bought like 10,249 or whatever the hell it was. He just went and bought an entire Metaplanet.
Yeah.
So anyway, like I think that you have to do one of these three things. You have to have a strong operating company. You have to have some sort of tax arbitrage. That doesn't last forever. You might have a GBTC play with like retirement money or pockets of money that are just looking for an escape valve into Bitcoin in certain regions. That sort of has a medium term play. And then the only way to me that sounds sustainable is just to actually run a good damn company. And that's like, so that's kind of where we are. And we're just looking to continuously grow the company so we can substantiate a much larger Bitcoin position and deliver much more substantial returns. So, we built a model that was predicated on delivering Bitcoin returns because we knew our investors are Bitcoiners. Like my hurdle rate is Bitcoin. That's what I'm looking to beat. And it turns out that with modest performance, healthy leverage, and smart issuance, you can actually deliver really, really significant Bitcoin returns, and you don't have to blow up the position. And, I think, the only other way to sort of skirt any of those three opportunities to, I think, perform well in this space is then to have a management company that is, super performative. I mean, Michael Saylor can raise money like no one else. And, maybe Simon's able to do that too. And maybe David Bailey's able to do that. Tether's got an unlimited amount of money, it seems. And so it seems like maybe Cantor would be in good shape, but I don't know how these other 475 like tickers that like have no operations and quite frankly, management companies that sound like they were in a college dorm in some cases, which scares me because I own that stock. But like, I don't know how they go to the well. When in closing, Tim, thanks for being super patient. If you look at the dot plot, Saylor's dot plot, pull that up and look how much he raises during the bear. You know it because you're watching this closely. He wasn't able to raise anywhere near as much money during the bear market when prices were low. Why not acquire more Bitcoin? Most of it was, I think, sweeps, if I'm not mistaken. And there's just like 7 or 8 dots there. I'm not looking at it right now, but I would tell you that if Saylor struggles to do it in the bear, you think the team at Matador that told me that their revenue plan was to print sheets of gold and inscribe art on the Bitcoin blockchain somehow from these things is going to somehow go and raise a bunch of money, Mars? Like maybe, but probably not.
I think we're at a point, John, where your company needs to have some sort of differentiating characteristic if you want to be a treasury company and succeed. Like we've gotten to a point where like just running, launching another zombie company with some semi-famous person on the board might not be working in the long run because that's what everyone's doing. So that's my basic take on the market.
It broke Dieter's brain when he found out that like the people that he hates that are my friends are not actual investors. He was like, he didn't know what to do.
I know he was coming up with some old Twitter beef. I feel like he came on stage because he has some old Twitter beef with your friends, and
of course. And he didn't realize
always about the drama
on the cap table. Like, yo, by the way, I'm just busy running a business, bro. Go back and deal with that from 2018. I don't have time for that.
John, I had a question, and before that, do you mind just reposting it quickly, the stream, if you don't mind? We would love your followers to see you.
How do I do this?
You just press the stream. Oh, you can open your Twitter if you don't mind. It'll take a second.
If you just go to our Twitter page, the most recent post is the stream.
Yeah. What's the Twitter page?
Bitcoin
BTC
dive
bar.
All right, I got you.
And I just sent it to you, by the way. You can just open your DMs.
No, I got
and
it.
it's
I
there.
got it. I followed back,
awesome.
and I will. I got the stream right here. I just hit retweet.
Call it the worst podcast on Bitcoin Twitter.
Oh man, I hit the repost. I'm on the. I promise to get. I don't want to retake it down.
Yeah. All right. So John, the question is. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm done.
Go ahead, Mars.
I was just gonna make sure he knows that Tao's on the stream here with us.
Yeah, can you see Tao?
Yeah, I was the guy who asked the question to John.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah, word up.
So John, what I heard from the space, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is that, and in your video, in your presentation, you wanted to acquire other IT companies whose cash
Yep.
flow would build your Bitcoin treasury. And now that you have a few investors, 30, 35, maybe more, sorry. What are you going to do with the cash? Are you going to first buy Bitcoin, build your treasury, or first look for companies?
I'm buying 6.15 every time I can, bro.
Every day.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Every
every
time
time,
you can.
as long as I have cash, I'm buying 6.1. And if I can't, I'll buy 0.615. And even if I can't, I'll buy 0.0615. But every
Nice.
time we can sweep cash flow, we will. Anytime we can find credit facilities that allow for us to keep healthy debt freight ratios, we will. As we go into public markets, we'll explore those and find smart and adjacent ways. But to still continue to do this, to run a healthy company that'll have a going concern, that'll allow for us to stack in bull and bears. And maybe some people are going to stack more. I'm not there to compete with Sailor. I'm honestly taking his advice. You know, I call Eric whenever I'm not sure about something. He's super cool. He takes my phone calls, replies to my my texts and messages, and so I'm
Wait,
just
you
learning as we're
talked to
going along.
Eric?
Eric's
Weiss, yeah.
Eric's been
Semler?
super
My
helpful with
dude?
this. No. Eric Weiss. Eric Weiss.
Oh,
Sorry, I
Eric
don't know
Weiss.
Wow.
Eric Weiss is the
And-
guy who orange pilled Sailor.
Yeah.
But anyway, the long and short of it is like, we we're like just taking like smart leverage to do this in terms of how we will plan to acquire other companies, right? Because this is actually one of the questions I was hoping we'd actually get to during the spaces. So, the reality is that there's about 20,000 targets in the U.S. alone. We have, I think, a unique story to sort of tell and a unique, arbitrage that sort of plays out. So let's see if you can follow this. But most of these businesses break even, lifestyle businesses, pretty stressful, hard business to run. Being even, quite frankly, under 5 million really makes it tough to be profitable and scale. You sort of have to get sort of north of 5 million to start to get to revenue levels that allow for you to have healthy EBITDAs. And so, in short, like I think that there is my hypothesis amongst others is that of these 20,000 companies, probably 100 to 500 are guys that own Bitcoin. They probably aren't psychopaths like me that were staking Bitcoin on the balance sheet in 2021 before our bank even let us. Like, they own Bitcoin. They're struggling in this business. We're really good at this particular business. Our KPIs in almost every area are either best in class or bridging on best in class. We have really healthy clients, like 5-star Google reviews, like just like a really boring, healthy business. And so we have a premium that we're able to offer because I can generate Bitcoin that you can't as an individual with leverage that I can get that you can't, that I can't. And that wrapper, raises money in a slight premium. And whatever that premium is, whether we're in a private market or public market, right? The companies that I'm acquiring that don't have Bitcoin on their balance sheet are not, sorry, I can see this slipping.
Okay.
The companies that we acquire that don't have Bitcoin on their balance sheet are going to be, theoretically trading at a 1 MNAV ultimately, just what their book value is, right? And so that allows for me when I take over their company to ultimately arbitrage the value of our shell and their cash flow in our shell, right? In addition to being able to strip duplicative costs, in addition to being in a much more scaled environment and in a scaled cost structure, like we think that we're going to be able to do really well with it. And the other piece of it might be like, hey, Michael Saylor says don't do that. Like, that's going to reduce your Bitcoin per share. And it's like, yeah, it might, but it's going to ensure that my Bitcoin per share is still there in 3, 4, 5 years. And I think I'm not going to pretend to be Michael Saylor. I was telling Mars, I've watched Tiger Woods hit a golf ball like 10,000 times. I can absolutely smash a golf ball. I've never once hit it like Tiger, not ever once. And I'm not going to pretend that I can do what Michael Saylor can do. I'm going to try to learn as much as I can from Saylor. I'm going to try to learn as much as I can from what Jack and CEP is doing. I'm going to try to follow what I can from Dylan and Simon. But really, we're trying to make sure that we can stay in our lane, do what we do well, produce Bitcoin in our way, and then use facilities in as healthy and smart way as we possibly can. And that's the only way that makes sensible, sustainable sort of a business model that makes sense to me.
Awesome.
John,
Awesome.
how many Bitcoins does the company have right now?
I have to get an up-to-date check because we've been buying pretty aggressively, but probably in the range of like 20 to 25. This isn't a massive stack.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think this is a
So,
healthy
yeah.
opportunity for our safe holders. Like I think our safe holders can crush. Like, humbly, not a guarantee, not financial advice, not any like I'm not Raul Paul. I don't guarantee returns or anything like that. But I absolutely think like our safe holders are gonna crush. Like one of the dynamics that's happening right now that I think is pretty obvious for people to see and is sort of dominating the Twitter narrative and for sure. And certainly I think the broader Bitcoin, sort of like just general community is that there's so much money going into these pubcos with no operations and almost nothing's being built to substantiate these things. So we've had people knocking on our door from the pubcos. I won't mention names, but we've had people knocking on our door already trying to figure out how to acquire us. And I'm like, no, I'm good. We're going to build our own. There are dozens of zombie shells. You do not offer a unique value to us. We think that we're more valuable in what we're building over long term than I think like what seems to me to be an indifferentiable number of like shells. And again, I don't want to be critical of what other people are doing. I want other people to be successful too. But I just can't make sense of it. And so I think the smartest way for us is to go public with a strong, healthy operating company.
That's great. What's the timeline on that?
Man, what if I gave you an actual answer? Would you believe me?
Yes.
I have to talk to Gary Gensler, man. Come on.
Yes. Yes.
He's gone,
Yeah,
right? It's not even Gary
he's
Gensler.
gone.
What's the timeline, bro?
It'll take time.
I mean, honestly, here's what I would say. I think there's a tremendous amount of hurdles. Even if we, are able to find a shell and take it over, I think the demand in terms of like investor demand for us going public is pretty significant. We've had, like, I didn't expect the fundraising to go like this. I told Mars on the phone, I was like, I've raised money for other like LPs. I've invested in a lot of things early stage and otherwise. And like, you don't get off the phone 38 out of 40 phone calls and get a yes. And I think the reason is just simply people could make sense of, hey, I get that you're not buying 48,000 Bitcoin on Wednesday, but it does make sense to me that you're not going to blow up this position and you have a real potential upside for some some real venture-like returns, even in Bitcoin terms. And I think like that reception has been built on just the fact that like there's this thing called revenue and this thing called profit. And this was like somehow people are escaping the notion. And even Saylor, to your point, B, or I think it was either you or Tim, they had 50 to 100 billion or million in EBITDA. It wasn't like they had nothing. And they were sweeping cash too. They were buying 600 and 6,000 and all types of Bitcoin in small sums too. So I don't think like even Saylor, which certainly the size of the actual stack or the value of the stack relative to the underlying operating company is just completely, dwarfed it. Where they started was different, and it allowed for them to ultimately build a insurmountable stack.
That's right.
I think his first purchase was like 250 million or something like that. Which is
You went
crazy
big.
to think about.
And which is what is disappointing about GameStop is Ryan Cohen had $5 billion at hand, and he just bought a fraction of that nice chunk of capital he had. So that's why even companies with a lot of cash are kind of missing the boat.
Yeah, what's your take on GameStop, dude, John?
I think
What are they doing?
GameStop I can't explain to you what Ryan Cohen's doing, and I don't know who his investors are, and I don't know what the politics at play are, which I think people underestimate.
Cantor Fitzgerald Bitcoin hedge fund, bro. They're doing it with
Is it
Adam
really?
Back too. That's what.
Hold on a second, but does GameStop? Is GameStop mostly
not
controlled by?
GameStop, not GameStop.
Sorry, yeah,
I was more referring to 21. My bad.
No sweat. But yeah, I guess Mars, like to me, GameStop is a dying company, tons of cash, and the sort of ability to like to buy their way into a new existence, and so like sort of going from oil to tourism, right? They had this one sort of cash pile to do it, and I don't think it's too late. But I think like Ryan Cohen's missing the boat on this. Now, I'm not one of those Bitcoiners that thinks like Netflix should buy Bitcoin necessarily and that Facebook should buy Bitcoin. I think they would have a tremendous amount of misalignment with their. I think maybe they should buy Bitcoin, but should they become like lever to the tits, get rid of R&D, get rid of sales and marketing, get rid of everything, and just buy Bitcoin? No, I think those companies should continue to produce value and they should hold some Bitcoin. But I do think that GameStop doesn't fit that Mag 7 profile. They're a dying company and they should be right to use Bitcoin as sort of a safety raft. And Michael Saylor gave him the goddamn, blazed the entire trail for him.
and
What
it
he's doing
was-
is more Elon and less
and the shit
Michael Saylor.
dumped. They could have bought at 78K given when they did the 2 rounds of converts.
I forgot about that.
Is that right?
They
Was it
could have
supposed
bought
to
the
be the 70s?
fucking
Yeah,
bottom.
I did. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
They could have
The
bought
answer-
in the
And
80s.
they
The answer's
bought
actually no
basically
now.
nothing. Yeah, it's a joke.
You know,
Yeah,
I
they're
had
basically
GameStop
like
call.
a Tesla now. You're right, but they got the
I mean, they bought
convertible
a
bonds,
position.
which makes no sense. Just to hold the cash.
Yeah, they did the work. Yeah, they did the work to hold cash instead of Bitcoin. That's retarded.
And I
By
bought
the way,
calls.
John, we got the Stacking Sats Incorporated logo on the stream at the moment.
All right, man.
Live
I got,
update,
I got,
baby.
I got $500 coming from me to Mars as soon as I get that approved from legal.
It's going to them.
Well, Mark,
yeah,
you got to
we'll give
distribute
you-
it,
we'll
man. You're
give
the
you-
middle,
Yeah,
you're the
yeah, I'll
middleman.
send it to them.
We'll give you a free ad read at the top of the hour. I got something cooking for you.
Before or after Coors Light?
But I want to make sure
Well,
it's clear that we want to
depends on-
advertise
Before.
for
It depends. Does he
When-
want
when
to
you
be
ask-
It has to be
last
top.
or does he want to be first or what? You know. It's,
Yeah, do you want to be first, John, or for last?
I don't know if you guys know, but if you ever watch a wolf pack, the actual leader of the pack is all the way in the
At
back.
At the back?
Yeah.
We
Okay.
can give
Oh,
him,
see,
we'll
see,
give
the
him
natural,
last
the
part.
counterintuitive. It's counterintuitive, right? Because you'd think that the pack leader would be in front. It's actually that second or third sort of like in command pack participant. It's always the pack leader in back because he wants to see everything in front of him, and that's how I think how most leaders should operate. But yeah, man, listen. We don't have anything that we're selling. That's what was boggling my mind with Dieter. I'm like, yo, we're pretty much done. Yeah, like we'll let some plebs in, but we're actually. I think the thing I told him like we're just not letting any more billionaires in.
But so you're taking investors cash or you're taking their Bitcoin? What's the
Most people have
main,
done. I think most people have done fiat, but we have rails open for Bitcoin. We've
And
certainly
then if
taken
they
Bitcoin.
send you the Bitcoin, you're just taking it as the dollar value, but just keeping it in Bitcoin, or
To market.
Yeah, so we would just mark the at the transaction
cash value, yeah.
time. Yeah, so if someone was doing like a Bitcoin, then they would get $120,000. I don't know where we're at. We're at 120 right now.
whatever it is
They get
at the
120.
confirmation of transaction. Yeah.
And this
Exactly.
is a stupid question, but you will be using the same metrics that MetaPlanet and Strategy uses, that Bitcoin yield.
Some.
Okay.
I mean, I just think we have a different business model, and
So
we've
do you
actually we had a
plan
partnership
to
with.
become public like that with like some kind of dashboard that shows like KPI.
We have it right now,
metrics, or-
actually. We've actually been working directly with. I've been working with Radu to develop his tracker. We've been helping to fund it.
Nice.
And so, yeah, I mean, we had him build something specific for us because we have a different business
And
model.
you're
Like,
just using
we're
that
not.
behind the scenes currently.
You guys are a little bit for me, by the
No.
way. So I hear you, but it just sounds far right now. So I'm sorry if I'm
It's
talking
public.
over anybody.
It's public, Tim.
Oh,
You can
his
see it.
tracker's
Posted
public.
Twitter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the tracker is available. Just if you go on Stacking Sats Inc. And I will say we're still working on because there's like dynamic pieces to it, but I don't want people just changing the like Bitcoin number to whatever they want. Like we want the actual number that we own to be static, and then the rest of the assumptions to sort of be dynamic. So we're toying with it, but you can go. Yeah, I thought you were asking if the company is public. No, the tracker. If you go on the website stackingSatsInc.com, you'll see any of the announcements there, and I think there's some updates to it. But yeah, you'll be able to click into our tracker that Radu sort of customized with Ross for us.
Yeah, that's nice.
Great.
That's nice. We can post that out from our Twitter actually. If you could you actually DM
What's interesting is, like-
could you DM B Scarce these links potentially?
Yeah, man. I mean, sure.
When you get off the
We'll find
treadmill,
them.
yeah.
They're just it's just right on the website. But I'm happy to see. The other thing too, which is funny, is like we're not a publicly traded company, so we're not like trying to even. I'd actually be more interested in people reaching out.
Traded, yeah.
I would be more interested in if people were listening right now that owned an IT company that are Bitcoiners and are trying to figure out how the hell they're not going to get smoked by Bitcoin and not doing what we're doing. I'd actually be more interested in talking to people that own IT companies, security companies, cybersecurity companies, cloud infrastructure, voice. And then, honestly, what would be a better and more important yield for us if I was being super shameful is like, hey man, we deliver really dope IT services. So if you don't like your IT provider, give my boy Adam and Ross a call, and we're happy to, deliver a world-class predictable IT experience. It's what we actually do. So, we're hoping for Bitcoiners that hate their IT provider to give us a call. We'll buy more Bitcoin for our investors.
John, do you have any like response to the haters who are judging you for taking money from Bitcoiners and what you might have to say to that? I know we were talking about that in spaces earlier today with Dieter, obviously, but I wonder if you had any
I
additional
I mean, I
thoughts.
don't have a lot of words. I just have to say America, freedom, capitalism
Capitalism.
is awesome. Um, we're honest brokers. Listen, there are people that don't like me. I know I'm annoying. I know I talk fast. I know I have a lot to say. I know I probably come off arrogant. I don't mean to. Like, I genuinely am just like, I look in the mirror when I'm looking in the mirror right now, which I'm doing. I literally just see Ari and Landon's dad. Like, I just happen to be like the CEO of this company. I happen to be a Bitcoiner. I happen to be friends with certain people, but mostly I'm just dad. So, like, it's silly to me on some notion to like have attributable haters to like building a company, right? But honestly, like even the people that don't like me, like even my ex-wife wouldn't tell you that I'm a scammer. Like, and so, we're building something. We're not asking for anybody to give us money. We're not soliciting money publicly. Most of the money that's been donated or invested has been inbound. People literally hitting me up asking to how they can invest and get involved at Framework. And so, I would just say, like, I don't even like. I'm not even trying to pump this in any significant way. There's not a way to pump our stock. We're just a company, and that might be different when we go public if we're able to accomplish that, and I'm pretty confident
Yeah,
we will. But
so
like,
is that
that's the plan.
the long term goal for the because there are accredited people listening currently. I know a few.
Sure.
Is that the main pitch to said people that if you invest cash, that the goal is to get a lot of shares in the IPO? Essentially, is that the
Yeah, I mean, that's one pathway to liquidity. I mean, like
and the
I think there's
other
a lot of
one
options.
would be getting acquired? Would you be looking
I
at
mean, I
that
think
or?
there's a lot of different. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of different options. I mean, like, I don't have a pitched guarantee for anybody. My guarantee is that we're going to work our ass off every day to grow the company, to do the
Well,
right
what is
things.
the elevator
Build
pitch to an
I'm going to do
accredited
that right now.
investor? Okay.
You're going to have to let me get 30 seconds. So we're going to build a really, really solid company, and we're going to continue to stack Bitcoin in any way we can. We think by going public, that gives us even more flexibility, both to acquire bigger assets that are cash flow generating, as well as to employ our strategy. But like, I'm not going to right now. If someone wants to come and buy Framework for $174 million, I owe Mars and every one of our other investors an ability to give that return ASAP. So my thought is I'm going to be a strong fiduciary, and I'm going to do everything I can to deliver results. And I'm going to consider everything that comes to our table, and ultimately make smart decisions. So it's been incredibly
Well, yeah,
dynamic,
that's
even just in the
a.
past 2 months. But I
I'm
would tell you right now, what we're focused on, just to kind of like streamline the answer. Yeah, we think that a pathway to public is going to be the best way for us to maximize returns for our
for
investors.
them to
That might be
cash
selling
out.
to a public
That would be
for them. That might
the
be
way
selling to a
for them
public
to
company
cash out.
potentially, or I mean, we still have
Because how
400
else do they
plus.
cash out aside from being acquired? What else? What
Yeah, the
other
way they
ways
do
would
that is what
they
I'm
be
getting to
able
right
to?
now. So you and I are gonna compete for space. We have 400 offers right now from private equity companies that have been interested in buying us. The
John,
thing
you've
is,
met
they're
your
not interested in
match.
No,
Bitcoin.
I was just
No, I know.
saying
I like
that
Tim, by
you're.
the way.
Those
I
are
like
the
Tim.
two
I like
main
Tim.
ways: is either going
There's
He's
public
trying to tell you,
or
Tim. He's
getting
trying to tell you,
acquired.
Tim. Yes, he's trying to tell you.
And now
Yes,
he's
no,
those are
no, no,
one
the
of
telling
them.
me
answer is
that
yes.
there was another
Okay.
way, but
Tim,
now he's talking about getting acquired. It's
yes,
the same
yes,
thing.
there might be an acquisition opportunity. He might
Here,
go
here.
public, and now he's
I'm
gonna.
gonna give you. I'm gonna give
No,
you sort of a
I'm
couple
letting you
different.
go. I'm letting you go. Sorry.
I would say just to kind of access the sort of like liquidity component. Yeah, there's opportunities for us to get acquired both by private equity companies or by public Bitcoin treasury companies or by non-public Bitcoin treasury companies. So like those are certainly avenues. We think that there's a ground well of support that's coming up by the Bitcoin community because I think they're resonating with the fact that we're a real company that's just doing real shit and taking healthy leverage, and it seems to make sense to people. And so what's happened is a bunch of accredited and non-accredited investors have been reaching out looking to invest 5, 10, 50, 100 grand. And so we might go and look at a Reg A offering and crowdfund this thing with the Bitcoin community. To me, that would sort of be an incredibly arduous path. That would be an incredibly rewarding path to kind of skip Wall Street insiders and get our shares into their hands and ultimately support a real business just building a Bitcoin treasury. That's another way for us to sort of like semi work our way into public markets. And then the other part is a variety of pathways to go public. IPO is probably going to be too expensive and too long-winded. We're probably not that sort of reception for a Wall Street firm. But I do think what might work for us and probably is going to be something for us to explore, which we're already exploring, is there are dozens of zombie shells that exist and that are dying on the vine, that have going concerns, that are likely to dissolve, that have shareholders and board members holding the bag. And I think it's going to be really prudent and easy for them to look at what we might offer. And it gives us an opportunity to take over their shells with a real strong, healthy operating company and a healthy treasury. And so those are a number of different options that we sort of have.
So then you would do a SPAC?
No, I don't think a SPAC is the only way to get that done. I mean, we could do an OTC deal. We could do a reverse merger with an existing company. I don't think we need to go to a shell that doesn't have an operating company. It could just be a company that has really shit operations, and we'll dissolve that.
Are you able to
over
change the ticker in that scenario?
These are all like we're talking kind of strategy. I don't have the answer to that right now. I would tell you.
Well, if you
we're
do
exploring
something
all
that's
options.
not a SPAC, can you change the ticker? Or would
Dude,
you
I'm not a
have to-
lawyer and a securities lawyer. I literally don't know the answer
Okay,
to that
you don't
question
wanna
based on the
discuss
deal.
those things. It's okay.
I'm not even that, like, it's not like I'm not trying to be transparent. I literally don't know the answer. I would just turn around and be like, yo, Joe and Zach, what's the answer to that? And so we
Okay.
have two of the best lawyers.
Oh, yeah, that's
Joe
true.
happens to be one of my best friends for like 15 years. I've known him before I had Bitcoin. And then Zach has, been represented me on like, I don't know how many deals that I've done in various Bitcoin. So I honestly don't know the answer, but I would tell you, I imagine that our goal would be to get Stacking Sats brand into the sphere, because we're we're a Bitcoin producing engine that uses IT to power that engine, if you will. So
I
the
think
goal would
Tim
be
wants
for it to be Stacking Sats.
he wants like a memeable ticker, like
It's
Ask T,
probably
Ask
Sats
T
I
Inc.
don't
player.
want a memeable ticker. I was just wondering
Why not?
if you take over a
Why not?
pre-existing shitco,
Well, yeah.
if
look,
you're not like doing some
what
kind
I would
of
tell you is
SPAC,
the
if
safest
you have to
structure.
keep the ticker or what?
Tim,
Yeah, so I would tell you the safest and probably easiest way for us to do this is for us to ultimately go and talk to a team, an executive team, a board, where they know they're ultimately dead on the vine. And what we do is we work on ultimately merging their shell and our operating company probably into a third company, and they would get some shares of what we build, and then we get their public engine, which is into sort of the exchange. They have a dead company, we have a living company. They have a public shell, we have a private shell, and the exchange for that probably is going to be sort of how we get. It's probably the fastest way and the most efficient and cost-effective way for us to go into the public markets. And listen, I'm not guaranteeing that.
Hey, John.
What I'm going to do is
John,
I'm going to explore all the opportunities.
John, I hate to cut you off. We got to do our ad read. You're included in this
Okay.
one now. So,
Oh yeah, let's
this
go.
is Bitcoin Dive Bar, brought to you by SMLR Scientific, the second Bitcoin treasury company to adopt the strategy. Recently appointed Joe Burnett to director of Bitcoin Treasury Strategy, as well as John Nicoletta, Nick Nicoletta, excuse me, as the treasurer, as well as Strategy, the number one company in the game for Bitcoin treasuries. Sailor has truly changed, and they also created Stretch as of yesterday, which is now the number one money market account in the world, essentially 9%, the newest high yield savings account that exists.
Not financial advice.
Yeah, that's exactly. And then as well as Coors Light, one of our favorite sponsors. Always keep the mountains blue. It is always 5 p.m. somewhere. Drink responsibly. And then our newest sponsor, Stacking Sats Incorporated. We have John, the current CEO, here with us. But regardless, this is.
Oh man, am I getting replaced? The current? That makes me nervous. Is there a coup
We
going
have-
on right now?
This is the newest private treasury company with plebs backing plebs. This is a treasury company for plebs by plebs. It is potentially the newest kid on the block to really be invested in. And if you're an accredited investor in the chat, not financial advice, you can contact these people. John, you can go to Stacking Sats on Twitter and you can contact them, and they are currently doing a funding round. So if you're interested, contact them. And thank you.
Awesome. So John, are you gonna stick around? Do you have to go? I don't have a
man.
question.
Hey guys,
about-
I
Yeah, go
have
ahead.
about maybe like I'm gonna be jumping in the car to head home. My
Yeah.
sitter's gonna be
Awesome,
heading
John.
home soon. But I can take another question or two, and I probably have like another 10
No,
minutes or
just
so.
I mean, I'll just ask what's your top
how
for
big is the
this
company,
year?
John? How big is Framework?
Yeah, in terms of revenue and size, it's roughly about $10 million. We have about 30 something employees. We grow at like, I don't know, 15, 20% year over year at this point. Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
good.
And just before you go, what's your top for Bitcoin this year, John? Give us the alpha.
Honestly, man, I think this is where I get in trouble, man. Because like I think I'm super bullish, but then I always get in trouble for not being bullish enough. But I think we could be at like 150 to 200. And I
Yeah,
think
that's
it's
good, too.
entirely possible. Yeah, then I think it's entirely possible that we sort of have a pullback back to like maybe where we are right now, somewhere between 1 to 120. And I don't know if that's going to be the case. I never make price
Do you think
predictions, but
extended cycle into 2026, or you think typical 4-year cycle?
did you
Yeah,
guys?
now you're there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm not sure that I buy the cycle theory. I do think that there's like, so like, I don't know. When I look at 2013, when I look at my 2013 Bitcoin friends, they don't look anything like my 2017 Bitcoin friends. And they look way less than like my 2021 Bitcoin friends. And those I know because they all think that Dennis Porter is real and cool. And so I know it's different people.
Got him.
I don't know, like I just listen, I'm not like a genius. People are asking today during the spaces, like, hey, do you have like hedging strategies and how are you gonna I'm like, nah, dog, I just buy Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin and then I hold Bitcoin and then the Bitcoin does the Bitcoin thing and then I'm good. And like that's what we've done. So listen, if there's something compelling, like it looks like Bitcoin Opportunity Fund and like Dave Foley and those guys are coming aboard, I think they're really smart if they have some compelling things and Radu and Ross think it's a smart thing to present, and we find some like delta neutral or gamma neutral ways to sort of like oscillate between things, then I'm okay with that. But really what I want to do is when Bitcoin price is relatively high, we're going to issue equity. When the Bitcoin price is relatively low, we're going to find ways to expand cash flow both organically and through acquisition. And we certainly think that that's going to be the healthiest way for us to protect the position, maximize returns, and give us some more solid footing as we go public. So that's the overall strategy, man. Blocking and tackling real world results, man.
Can we
Awesome,
take
John.
questions from the chat? Can we take questions from the chat?
Yeah, man. I'm still
Yeah, go
driving
ahead,
home. I
Carl.
got 10 minutes or
Yeah,
so.
somebody from the chat is saying, I am an accredited investor. Do you guys use margin?
Margin like in a traditional brokerage account?
Yeah.
You're talking about
No,
just
but I
debt.
mean, I think you can just
I
say
think he
debt is the
means
same
debt.
thing.
Yeah, I think he just means
Yeah.
debt
So
in
yeah. So
general.
So our model is ultimately includes some modest amounts of debt. This was actually a topic of debate today that most people thought we weren't taking enough debt, which I always find to be complimentary. But yeah, I mean, we're taking a modest amount of debt. Roughly enables us to cover about the debt service 1.5 to 2 times. So I used the example earlier. If we were borrowing, if we had the ability to service, say, $5 million worth of debt, we would only take 2.5 million and ensure that we could double, probably somewhere between 2.5 to 3.5 million, and ensure that we had really healthy debt service coverage ratios. And so that's our approach. Some people are not going to want that. Some people are going to want us to take higher leverage. We're not the deal. We're going to be taking really healthy and serviceable amounts of leverage against our cash flows. That's our model. That's what we've modeled out. That's what we're comfortable doing.
Awesome. Anything else, Tao? All right. Thanks for coming, John. We really appreciate your time and
Ditto,
all the
man.
insight
It's
you
cool
gave
hanging
us.
out.
Yeah,
sure, man.
Definitely
Good
seems
luck with
very
this, bud.
exciting.
If you ever want to come on again, and for real, I mean, we're not
Just
really,
hang. It's a dive bar. Yeah.
I mean,
You don't have to
Guys,
plug
I
anything.
literally am. I am you. I know you guys think I am not you. I am you. I literally am a savage. I eat with my hands whenever I can. I literally eat faster than the average human. I'm an
Yep.
absolute murderous. I'm a murderous savage, man. Like I go hard in every way and all ways on all things I do. And when I'm hanging out and having a good time with the boys, I have no problem hanging out. So yeah, man, I'll definitely
right.
pop
and
in when it
hey,
makes sense.
we'll keep the ad going, and we can talk.
I'm sending some
We
beer.
can
I'm gonna
talk.
double check with the
we can
lawyers. I'm
talk.
gonna
We
send
can
some beer.
talk privately about
All
if you
right.
want us to really sponsor. I mean,
I
All
appreciate.
right.
we'll shill the shit out of your company. No joke.
Well, I want you guys. I'm gonna pay you guys to unshill my company. That would be the actual.
Well, we can do that too.
It's a low bar.
We can
It's a
be
dive bar, baby.
We can be. That's. I mean, I shit talk SMLR all the time, but our
Dude, don't do
favorite
that, man. I'm
sponsor-
buying more. I'm
I
buying
mean,
more.
I do
Semler.
too.
Yeah.
While I
Yeah.
shit on it, I
Yeah.
keep buying. It's a constant theme
All right,
here.
Scarce, Tim, Tao, Mars. I appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah,
I gotta
get
go.
out
Thank
of
you.
here.
Thank you,
great
John.
meeting
Okay,
you,
bro.
John. You're
John,
a chiller, bro.
ditto.
Thank you so
We'll be
much.
in touch.
Take
Best of
care.
luck, John.
We'll
Best
be
of
in
luck and
touch.
everything.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Bye. 500 viewers, and that was
That's
so awesome.
funny. That was funny.
Yeah.
That's
Shout out to
great.
the 500 viewers. That
Actually,
are out there.
594. We are going to be 600
Yeah,
viewers
600 now.
soon.
So shout
Yeah.
out.
I wanted him to
And,
talk more shit on Dieter, but
Shout out to
Well,
Tim being
he's
the
got
excellent
a corporate
host.
business to run, bro.
Yeah,
Dieter.
he's not like us. No,
Come on
not
home, Dieter.
John. Come on home. Yeah, shout out to Tim B being the excellent host, not letting the guests talk.
Shut
And,
the fuck up. What do you mean? He talked the whole time.
Mars knows. We know. We know.
Bro, I'm drinking and
I know.
I mean,
No.
I've
It
studied
wasn't
the-
that bad,
I
guys.
mean, we're
it was
talking
great.
about SMLR. I study SMLR every
Yeah.
day.
It was
I know.
great
It's like,
engagement.
what am I
just
supposed to
think John likes
do?
to
I
talk a
want to
lot.
talk about
Yeah.
my company.
Right.
yeah.
No. Tim had great engagement. I think John likes to talk
Yeah.
a lot as well. So it's kind of like
Yeah,
you
they
know,
John-
both talk. Yeah, they both
The
are
guy's
excited.
gonna talk no matter
Yep.
what, even if I talk. So it doesn't
John
matter.
knew the deal.
Yeah.
John knew the deal before he came on. I told him the deal. I told him it's a shit show, but on intent, and it's on purpose. And like, you're gonna have to fight for space, bro. And that's it.
Did he fight for space?
Yes.
A little
There
bit
were
in the
time.
beginning.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
It was.
You were
good,
like hazing.
okay?
You
Leave
hazed
it
him.
at
It was
that.
good.
It was good. Leave it at that. It was good.
Hey, I gotta
It was
check.
good.
The guy's building a Bitcoin treasury company. Does he know about
Yeah,
other
you gotta
Bitcoin
double
treasury
check, verify
companies?
everything.
Is that such a big deal to ask questions?
No.
Yeah.
The best part was when you're like, I'll shill your shit,
Hey.
bro.
I asked the best questions, guys. I asked the best questions. I say,
We will. We're desperate.
right? I asked
We
the
need
best questions.
sponsors, please.
Yes. Tao had questions.
My question was the best because everybody in the chat and all the viewers wanted to know, and no one asked how many bitcoins do you guys have? And he said around 20 or 25 Bitcoin.
So
Which is
I didn't
not
even
a
Right,
know.
lot. That's not a lot.
Not a lot, but still.
They just started
more-
buying.
It's less
right,
than
more
Mars
a
and
lot of
Tau.
other treasury
Mars.
companies.
Get that $500 that he said he's gonna
I
give
am.
us.
I'll send it for sure. Yeah,
Come on.
I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him
Even if he
tomorrow.
doesn't want to
And,
sponsor the show, people keep saying, "Oh, we'll send you money." We got to start locking that shit.
I think
in.
John will. I think John will.
No,
Come on
if you have
home,
25
Come
Bitcoin,
on home, one time.
if
Come on
you
home,
have
John.
20, if you have 25 Bitcoin, you rank as the top 100 treasury companies top 100.
Yeah, you're right.
Top
You're
100?
right. You're right.
Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Top
top
100.
100. There you go.
That's
Mars,
pretty good.
You're early investor.
I'm a titan
Wow.
There
of
you go.
industry.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
actually
Titan of
potentially down to invest if it's.
No, you can only invest if you are worth 100 grand. Like accredited,
No, you
like
have
investing
to.
100
Accredited
grand.
means you're worth a mil.
Oh, sorry, you're worth a mil. Sorry, you're worth
Or
a
you
mil.
make
Yeah.
200K a year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I
then,
wish
then
I
I'm not
was.
You
accredited
can
then.
also be.
Me too. Me too.
You can
me
also
too.
be a sponsored accredited. There's no. If you look up accredited, there's no like official. Like you don't become accredited. It's just.
So what
that
you're saying
all it
is,
is that these companies they have a duty to ensure that they're supposed to ensure that the liquidity providers are accredited, but there's
Right.
no official
So-
accreditation, so it can be fucking
so,
anyone.
so what you're saying is that Mars
Hey,
has at
pay your
least a million.
taxes. The system's great. That's what I'm fucking saying.
Well,
What
what
you're
Tim is saying,
The IRS is amazing.
No. What he's
and
saying
tax
is that
code
you're
is
at
great.
least worth a mil. Now
Yeah.
we know you're at least worth a mil.
but Tim is saying that there's no official checks.
Yeah,
you
so
just
you-
kind of
you
like
don't
you just
have
kind
to.
of fill out paperwork.
No.
You're like, yeah,
You
No,
don't have to be
no.
worth a mil.
yeah.
No. There's no backtracking now. We know.
I know people from last cycle that weren't worth a mil that were connected to people worth a mil that were getting on these accreditation. It's all fugazi, bro. You know people that are doing shit with money. You can get your money in.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
That's why you have to be
that's
of the
way
right,
world works,
you know.
bro. That's why you gotta know people, bro.
Now you
or
got to
have
get
to be of
Dieter
the
on
right-
here.
Yeah.
You got to get Dieter on here now
Oh,
to
God.
give the other
Oh,
side.
Oh God, yeah.
You
He's
know?
entertaining as fuck. Yeah. He
He'd be like-
blocked me. Dieter has half of Twitter.
Oh,
blocked,
really?
So yeah.
Really?
Hmm?
Dieter one time confused me for Jonah.
Oh.
And blocked me because I'm an anti-Semite, and then I was like, no, that's not me, that's Jonah. And then Jonah blocked me for saying that.
Jonah sold
it was
his
him.
fucking business, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, congratulations, Jonah.
What does that mean? Is he
Congratulations.
retired?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's gonna do something he loves, you know.
Now
He made
said
money.
He might
He's
own Misty soon enough.
yeah.
That's it.
Cash flow, baby. Cash flow.
That's it.
Can I say something like the Maxi in me is trying to say? I wanted to say in front of John, but I knew he didn't have enough time. How long will these Bitcoin treasury companies try to outperform Bitcoin, or how long will they will? The thing about it is, I think about this a lot. The internet came, and the internet bubble came, and everybody's grandma was opening a .com company, and it was going up. When it busted, only the good companies survived, and that's what John was saying, that I want to see which Bitcoin treasury companies survive the bear market like Saylor did, which you say to him all the time, right? That the true test of a treasury company is what happens in the bear market. But my thing is, the internet never had any scarce limited equity. Bitcoin has equity and it's limited. So you cannot be a company on Bitcoin more valuable than Bitcoin, right? So my strategy, in my opinion, is going to be $3 trillion. If it has a PE of 3 and they calculate the EPS of that, right? If they continue their Bitcoin accumulation, they will be worth 3-4 trillion. But Bitcoin right now is only 2.5 quarter to 3 trillion, right? My point is, these companies who are trying to outperform Bitcoin with their so many shares and dilution and unlimited companies coming in, and we are hoping that more cash flow positive companies will buy Bitcoin. There are only 21 million Bitcoins. You cannot outperform Bitcoin because you are infinite and Bitcoin is finite. Stop with the charade. My thing is, MicroStrategy, SMLR, every company has 5 years to do whatever it's trying to do, and maximum 10 years, and then it stops outperforming Bitcoin. That's my thesis.
I think you're right. I think there's going to be a bubble. I think it's going to pop, and
Mars,
most will fail.
do you think you got a segment in you or what?
I don't have a segment, but
What about you can cover the dilly? You want to cover
No,
the
I
DID
can't.
Scarce?
I can't. No. That's what I'm
There,
saying.
there is no
We're taking
over.
this week's segment off. So I will have one for next week, though. I promise.
Okay.
Mars, what attracted you to invest in the company?
John. I mean, look at that guy. He's like a fucking.
A lot of energy.
Like he's like on meth, but he's not on meth. It's just his personality,
He's
doing
fucking
stuff all day.
grinding at all times.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. And he does work out at night, like all the time. So he built a successful company. I said I've always wanted actual companies to buy Bitcoin, and started talking to him about it, and thought I'd give it a shot. You know, I didn't look. I'm investing in the people more than anything. Although I do think it's a good strategy. It's gonna be fun,
All right.
you know.
Fair enough. Yeah. You're literally in the reception of the if it becomes public. So good for you, bro. What are you saying? My safe investors, my safe investors. Is that a group? Is that like a term for people who are very first investors? Safe. He was
It's the
saying.
type of equity raising that they did.
Okay.
Let's see. It was on my paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Perplexity says.
I'm not gonna ask you how much you invested, but I'm just gonna say, is it considerable?
Not really.
I'm not gonna ask you the amount. Just saying,
No.
like, do you think?
No.
Okay.
It's not
Okay,
much.
1 sec. I'm gonna smoke real fast. Be right back.
All right. Promise you, one day Timby will pass out on the podcast live.
Well, on the pod, we'll stay live, dumbass.
Simple agreement. It's a simple agreement for future equity. Safe.
All right.
So it's just an equity sale,
That's
private
nice.
equity sale.
That's nice. And you know a lot of the people who are investing with you at this stage. I mean,
Yeah,
just you know
yeah.
their names. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I got to know John on Clubhouse.
All
Clubhouse
right.
has got some
Some
fun people
alpha,
there.
yeah. Yeah,
You should
yeah,
come.
absolutely.
You should come.
Well, I did try and I sent you a request actually.
Really?
And I was so pissed with Twitter Spaces that I joined Clubhouse and I was searching everybody's handle and the only handle I found was yours.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. When was that?
There
Last
were,
year or this year?
the 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll join it back. You can like introduce me to some spaces. I'm not trying to network.
There's only
Sometimes
one.
there's okay.
There's like only one
Yeah,
group of
there's not
people out
one.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like stupid space rooms like Bitcoin billionaires and like a lot of
I've never been on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
whole like
Bullshit.
black cohort on like
Yeah, it's
Clubhouse.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so many black people.
Yeah, there's like tons of black people rooms. I've never gone in
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
There's like 2 Bitcoin rooms, but it's the same people. It's just like whatever room's
Alright.
open, everyone just goes into. But it's kind of like a dying app. It's like it's crazy because it was valued in the billions, you know, like 3-4 years ago, and now no one's on it, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
It's nice
it's got a
though.
better feature, like an actual chat feature, than Twitter Spaces, because so like people can live chat like they do with this stream on it.
Yeah. I saw
And
it.
it
Yeah.
actually pops up on your screen so you can see what people are chatting about. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard good things and bad things both, but for now Twitter has given me so much and kind of like filler for a retired guy. You know, the drama kind of keeps you active and alive, and the social ladder you're trying to go up and make friends and keep your friends, and then making new beefs and quashing them. It fills your day. Let
Well,
me just
you're
say
on it a
that. Well,
lot. You're in deep, bro, you know? I mean, I am too, but a lot of time spent on Twitter.
unfortunately, but I have to live on your standard time now. I literally was telling Tim that I have to move to Mexico if this shit keeps up because I don't want to live in the States. It's too expensive and a lot of chicas in Mexico and Colombia. At least I'll be in the same time zone, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Is it like early morning now?
It's 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
8, yeah, 9, yeah.
Okay, but you've been
And
up all night?
I've been up all night and I'm going to Thailand in 6 hours.
Oh. How are you going to stream in Thailand?
Uh the time difference is actually kinder there. So when you will stream 11 p.m. EST, 10 p.m. EST, it'll be 10 a.m. for me. So it's like better for me. It's actually better. I'll
You
be
just
able
do
to
it on your
sleep.
laptop.
Yeah, the same setup right
Oh,
here.
okay. What?
I'm gonna do from my phone. You're gonna see my infinity pools, my jacuzzis.
Damn, what the fuck just happened?
Yes, you
You're
should
gonna
do
love
it.
it. It's
Yeah,
I
fair
don't have
enough.
that body yet.
I don't think I'd go
Not
shirtless
just
on a
yet.
podcast myself.
You can carry a shirtless. Look, you can. At least you're not.
Rescale said Mars is carrying the show.
Oh, he's just
As he
trolling.
did. As he did. Episode 7. Episode 6. Sorry. Episode 6. Yeah.
Hey,
Mars
sorry.
brings a lot of
Sometimes I
hype.
get drunk on the show. It is what it is.
It's your shtick. It's your shtick. I like it.
Yeah, but imagine like giving rescales comments any weight. Imagine
no,
taking that
there's
seriously. No.
it's pointless.
Yeah, pathetic. I liked your questions. What else should we talk? How's the market now? Where are we at? Let's give Bitcoin price.
118.9. We've been dumping.
Oh, we're really ranging. We're ranging a lot. 16, 20. We're consolidating in this range. If we do this for another 2, 3 months, do you think that going below 90K is now out of the question? If we are just here for 2, 3, 4 months, doesn't it mean that we have established ourselves here?
Are you serious?
I think so. You think we can go
90K?
down below? Because listen, so we consolidated in the 60s for so long. If you remember last year, we didn't touch 39. We didn't even touch 42.
Bro, we're not
49K was
going
the
below
bottom.
90K. We're not going below 100K.
So just agree with me. That's what I'm saying.
We're not going below 100K. We're going higher
No, I don't know.
in perpetuity
I don't know about
for
that.
the rest of the year.
I don't know about that. So should I start buying more Misty? I did. I bought 100 shares yesterday. I was panicking. We were going to 116. I was like, "Fuck! Why did I do it?" But in hindsight, turns out a good move.
I heard some bearish talk the other night.
Master.
No, people were talking about they track USDC and Tether printing. The printing of new coins. They seem to think that it's a pretty strong indicator of upward price action, and if that dries up, then we could be in for some trouble. But I personally think it's a little too soon to be calling for the top. They were asking themselves, is the top in? And I heard a really good comment about that, which is that might mean that the top's not in. We're not frothy, we're not exuberant. People are hesitant to believe that the bull market is even real still. So I don't know. I'm still bullish. Doesn't feel like anything's changed.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let's go.
I feel like there's so much news of Bitcoin buying, and then the price isn't moving. So people are like, this is it. This is the top, because buying Bitcoin is not changing the price, not changing the trend line. And so I just think it's short time preference. I mean, like, Jesus Christ, look at the M2 money supply. If people can just wait 6 months and let everybody print their own stable coins, this shit is going to the moon so fast. Like, it'll rip your face off. Like, that's how bullish I am. I hate the fact, I'm gonna say this, I don't know if I said it on the podcast. We barely touched, when we dumped from 69K in 21, we recovered in 24, but in inflation terms, 80 was the new all-time high, right? And we are now at 116, 117. So we are just 37% above what we were supposed to be, maximum 40%. So we are 40% above the last all-time high. Does that give you a top signal? In what world is a top signal? So
No.
we're going higher.
No.
We're going higher, yeah.
We're going higher. Choose
Yeah.
rich. Go.
Choose rich. Don't be bearish.
Mark Hoddle says, "Let me up."
Well, where is it? Should you want me to send a Discord link? This will be
I
fun.
don't know. I don't even know if
Get
he
him
knows how to
in.
get
Get
on.
him in. Get him in.
Okay, I'll send you, if he's still here, I'll send you the link, Mars. John was really fun, dude. I want to be like, he gave me a little inspiration to like do better. Because I'm like 36 and retired. And I don't know, like this guy is so full of energy and life. You know, Tim, we both can learn from him. Tim is talking to his Thai bitch, I think. Pretty sure
Tim.
he is. Hey, Swadee Kap. Swadee Kap.
Swadee up.
Hey, show us, Tim. Show us. Come on.
Yeah, who you talking to?
Talking to a Thai Thai
She
girl.
just woke up. So.
Oh, she doesn't want to show us her bed face. It's okay. We know. Dude, I'm not following Mark. Should I send it to you, Mars? Can you send it to Mark? Can't find his handle.
Yeah, I can send it to him.
Wait,
The
let me send
Discord?
you. The Discord, yeah. I just
How do
hope
I
he
do that?
doesn't.
How do I
I'll
share
just send
Discord?
you. So the link I send you, you
Okay.
just. Oh, sorry, that's not the Discord. My bad. I'm gonna send you the Discord. Give me a second.
Oh, B left the chat.
Whoa. Everybody's leaving the fucking chats?
No. There's a chat
but
war
my
going
chat
on.
or
You guys started a
Rescale's.
Bro,
What
I
hap-
didn't. He booted me.
why
I
did
know,
some
but
capital
that was
fucking leave, bro?
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think he knows that this is the correct
The original
chat.
one. Yeah.
The chat.
Yeah.
The chat. There's gonna be a
There's
consolidation,
no-
maybe,
there's-
hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care who ends up in the chats. To be fair, I'm sending my shit regardless. But yeah, we'll get people in the chats. What's going on? What's going on, fuckers? Everybody relax. How about that?
Yeah. Why is everyone fighting?
Rescale, you can come on the fucking Discord and literally join the stream. You're just
Yeah,
being
join the
No,
stream.
You
I
can't
have
go on
had
the
him.
Discord?
Yeah, I did.
Well, there you go. That's the.
Was
Well,
that retaliation?
Yes,
Was
kind of
that
retaliation. Yes.
or the beginning
Yes,
of the
of course.
war?
Of course.
No, it was not the beginning of the war.
Okay.
So
Well,
if I take your name,
I think
Timby, if I
that's
put
the
Nathan,
continuation of the war, though.
continuation. But let me ask you, if I take Nathan Berry's picture, right, your PFP, if I take your PFP and your name, and I start
Yeah, I'd
shit
be
posting.
annoyed. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Thank you.
But,
Hey, Hathaway is here.
but he's only doing that probably because you kicked him out of
Oh,
the
dude,
Discord.
I want to smoke.
I think
Mark.
I
he's-
get it.
he's only
No,
doing that
no.
because you kicked him out of the
No.
Discord and he wants.
Bro,
to-
let him
no,
troll
no.
you. It's good. It's good marketing. Let
It
him
is
troll
good,
you.
it is
The
good.
problem
I like
the problem is-
Clockwork, do it to me.
Yeah.
the problem is that everybody was thinking that he is me.
And
He started
Clockwork's
this.
doing
And
it
then-
with my actual face.
Yeah, but who cares? What
Yeah.
does he say? Who cares?
he like everybody
It's
thinks
not a
his
big
tweets
deal, bro.
are mine.
It's okay.
It's not a big deal.
Listen,
You're
for
gonna
a
get more
month he-
haters.
If
For a
people
month he
can't
used- I don't
discern
care.
the difference of the accounts, then that's on them for being retarded.
No, but
Look what
he's
nice-
literally impersonating me.
But so is nice guy to Randy.
You said you
know?
kicked him from the Discord. That's why he kicked you from the chat. He said
So
you're the
I
one
kicked him
that
from the
started
Discord.
war.
Yes, I kicked him from the Discord because he refused to change his name. I don't even care he uses my PFP, but don't use my name. And I requested him
Well, he
change
made
it,
like
or they
be
will.
scarce is fat or something.
Yes, but people can just read "be scarce." And so you made him co. The space
No,
you
I
ran, you made
didn't.
him co. Yeah, you thought he was me. I swear. You thought he was me, so accidentally you made him co.
He was not co.
Believe me, he was co for 2 minutes. Believe me. I will not lie about this
He
shit.
no longer co because I was hosting.
Because shit was moving. It was glitching. And so I joined, and he knew, by the way, that if he becomes co, I wouldn't be able to become co, and he would be outed. So maybe his shit didn't work. He dropped down. I
He
came
was
up, and then I
not
removed
Your
him.
shit lagged.
He was. Maybe. But he
It
is
was
impersonating
me.
me.
As co, and then I was trying to add you.
All
as
right,
co.
we'll lose viewers like this. I am ready
People
to
want to
like.
know the drama, bro. They love the drama.
They do. They do.
Sounds like
This is
I
how we
am.
get the viewers. Is the drama.
I am willing to let bygones be bygones, but this guy has to stop. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think he should. Yeah. I mean, you know how I feel.
I think
You know.
everything's alright. But yeah, we
I have
kind of
s-
forked the fucking chat. So that's
Yeah, you forked the chat. You forked the chat. Such a good chat.
Can't be forking the chats.
You're just giving
I-
him more ammo, you know.
Yeah, and his people do like to feel like the victim, you know. So he's enjoying this. You're right. His kind is known to do that.
Yeah. Which kind is that? Black people?
Please,
Yes.
please
Yes.
let's not discuss that. We're live. Let's relax.
So Hathaway, do you have any alpha for us? Alpha is literally John McAfee. Like I think there is
He's wearing a hat
conspiracy.
today.
Like, and the way he
He's always
disappears in the dark.
darkness. He's always in the
Dude.
darkness. It's so based.
I sent the link to Mark.
Yeah,
I
get
did too.
Mark in here. I would love to have Mark Hoddle in the garage on the stream. That seems like, you know, that's some next level shit right there.
Oh, he says he changed his name. I changed my
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, okay. I have unbanned him, and he's already in. By the way, Rescale is in the group chat that I made.
Yeah, yeah.
I am not in. I am not yet in his group chat. So,
Okay.
anyways, that's okay. Let's move on.
Okay.
Mars, I didn't know about this ST. What's ST that you were early on?
What?
Yeah, I didn't know
The-
Rescale
the-
was
the-
banned
Ask
from
T.
the Discord.
Ask
Okay.
T. That was the
What-
Chamath Paula, not the Chamath one.
Oh.
Who's the other Pajit? The one that like almost
Don't do
became
that.
president?
God, Jesus, Ramaswamy, Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy. His
Right.
back. He came out with the one, and it pumped like 4x in a day.
Assist.
Yeah, Ask T,
So,
as we call it.
where do you get to know this alpha? Like, let
Clubhouse
a.
is where he found out.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
it's Clubhouse.
Did you get assist, Hathaway? I bet you did. Hathaway has got his fingers in every pot.
No, I did not. But,
No, you did not. Your audio is pretty bad, but it's okay. Enjoy your beer. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. The mic was. Yeah, I get it now. Yeah.
I try to do experiments, but when I go too wide, I don't feel good, and then I end up kind of consolidating. So no, I never tried them. And what's the recap on this guy tonight, Stacking Stats Inc.? It sounds like they're a IT cash operating, but they want
I
to
gotta
stack Bitcoin and help other people.
Okay, go
stack.
ahead, Mars. Thank you, Mars. Yeah, sorry, John. I heard you. Sorry.
Sorry, Hathaway. Sorry, I'm leaving right when you joined.
It's
but
okay.
I've been on an
It's
hour
okay.
and a half. I got to get up for work. So.
Bye, Mars.
Right on.
Thanks for coming, Mars. Yeah.
See you guys.
The thing is, Hathaway, you're not gonna like my view, but it really sounds like he's not trying to shill it. But you know, it's like not exciting for me that an IT company, a very generic term, is saying that okay, I'm stacking Bitcoin, I'm taking like investors, and I'm raising funds, and I'm gonna be stacking hard Bitcoin. It's great. It's great. I think it's very good for people with extra money who don't mind taking the risk and believe John and knows John Fauchery and knows him to be a successful guy. It's okay. You know, you can give him 10, 5, 30 grand and you can maybe get those early shares, which when he goes public, they'll be worth a lot. Like a lot. Like you will definitely beat Bitcoin by a lot, but it's a stretch. When you do startups, it's not a startup per se, but it's kind of a Bitcoin startup where he's starting this new company where he takes money, stacks Bitcoin, then raises more equity, then stacks more Bitcoin. He's trying to become the Sailor, SMLR, Metaplanet in private equity. I think that's new. I think that's exciting. But his company is not like similar. It's not like it has cash flow. It has revenue. It's got no edge. He said so himself. It's a boring company with good cash flow. So, what's the edge? like, but I don't want to. I just wouldn't do it. In the era of strategy, in the era of SMLR, all these Bitcoin treasury companies, SPACs coming in, if I had to speculate, I would speculate on the big player, not on like the very, very small player. But then again, sorry, I'm ranting. If you want to be like absolutely pre-series seed round investor in a company that you know is going to be public Bitcoin company, treasury company, I would actually take that risk. And I think Mars has taken that risk knowing that there's a lot of upside here and very little downside. That's it. It's not exciting to me.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And it makes me wonder sometimes about, it doesn't have to be an IT company. It could be a car wash, or it could be any kind of company. It could be a roofing company. They're gonna probably wanna, if they aren't already, consider having some of their treasury in Bitcoin
100. Is that your
or
dog, Hathaway?
exposure. That's the frogs.
Oh, frogs. Wow, those are some big frogs. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
some
right.
of them are big and they just bark. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And I think we're gonna see car washes. We're gonna see all these companies. You can. It's okay. You can just mute yourself.
We lost
I
Mars, huh?
No, Mars had to go. Yeah. So he did say that he was only going to be able to stick around only for so long.
I mean, he did good,
So
bro. He was here.
he did very good.
He said he
Did very
wasn't
good.
even gonna be able to come on.
Yeah, and he
then
did like
did
an hour
most
and a
of the
half.
show, so that's pretty good.
An hour, yeah, that's
Take
pretty
that.
good. He did more than an hour.
How
So
you doing,
Tim, do you
Hathaway?
wanna?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Doing good, bro.
I'm had some cash that I considered storing for this STRC, but I have to say, man, that the Misty pull is strong. So we'll see. At first I thought I might go into something like a STRC or a blend of STRF and STRK and STRD and STRC. And now I'm thinking maybe
Wow,
more Misty and just let the dividends from Misty go into those other things.
exactly,
Have you considered
exactly.
iMist? Because iMist would low key be better than STRC too. Because iMist will actually have capital appreciation while paying more than 9% a year.
What's it now?
It's
there.
at let me see here. What do we got? iMist is 53.32, up 11% since it came out. And
And what's like what's the frequency of the payout?
every 4 weeks.
Right.
Yep. But they paid, so it came out April 3rd, and then they didn't pay the first one until the 23rd of May. So it was more than 4 weeks on that one. It was like 9 weeks for the first one, and they paid over $7. And then the last one was over 2 something. And the stock's up. So that's kind of the...
Yeah. Is this Jeff Park?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Bitwise.
Bitwise, yeah.
Cool. That's
Yeah.
that's a good point.
iBit
Well,
is
so it
the
takes-
strong.
Because low key, that's better than the stretch play. That's gonna do better than 9%. It might even go up more than 9% on just the underlying. So without the dividends.
I'll let you know what I do.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But yeah, I like
Yeah,
iMist. I like the iMist as like it's like a NAV erosion hedge to Misty.
Sure.
And they're gonna basically be guaranteed to pay $2 per month, no matter what, because of how they've structured it all. Whereas Misty is kind of perpetually gonna pay less over time, whereas this could just stay stagnant while the price goes up, while the divvy just stays stagnant. Maybe it goes down during the bear market, but I don't know. I kind of like IMUS more in a way, but the market doesn't like it more. The market likes
Well,
Misty a lot
it's not
more.
old enough. First of all, people are hungry for yield, which is more in Misty,
Which,
and
yeah,
Misty so
why would
far
you hold like a something that's not paying max
60%. Yeah,
yield while
yeah,
steady climbing? I mean, have you looked at Own B Hathaway?
I have. Yeah, right.
No,
You
I've heard
should
of it,
look
but
at
I
Own
no.
B. I mean, it's outperforming MicroStrategy. It's the any company with. It's also by Bitwise. Any company with over 1,000 Bitcoin. They
Okay.
have I mean, the main holdings MicroStrategy and then Metaplanet, SMLR, all the Riot Marathon, but literally all the top gainers that are getting in 1,000 coins are now exposed to this ETF. It's like the first Bitcoin ETF. That's why Fold got 1,000 coins, was so they could
Right.
instantly get added to Own B, which that shit's up over 60% since it came out. But it came out in March, which basically was near the bottom, so that you could argue that's why it's up more than MicroStrategy this year, because it wasn't around in January as MicroStrategy was still going down from the November December rips. So it's not exactly telling the whole photo, but it is a good little fund. Extremely low maintenance requirement for margin also, which is why I like it. And it exposes me to Metaplanet now too, because I have no other way to get exposed to Metaplanet in Robinhood except through that shit.
So is it like a
Um,
ETF for growth,
Yeah,
or does it pay?
no, it's just an all growth ETF. It's like the
Okay.
Bitcoin
Cool.
Treasury ETF. Has like anyone with 1,000 coins, miners, all of them. That's why I don't really love it, is because it's got all the fucking miners. But what's cool though is they'll be everything will
readjusting.
be
Yeah,
readjusted, and as the miners continue to fall off, their
yeah,
allocation will go down, and the real players will go up. And that really could be a fire ass ETF to own. It's basically like
yeah.
the first Bitcoin NASDAQ, essentially.
100. So Tim, do you want to continue?
Yeah, we can
I'm
keep
here.
talking, dude.
Yeah.
What happened to
So
Mark? I thought Mark was coming.
I did send him, and Mars also sent him. So maybe he was just playing around.
It's all good.
Uh,
I mean, I'm
what about
chilling talking to
Heisenberg?
Hathaway, bro. This is how my spaces were at the beginning. This is full circle. Now we're talking face to face. Used to just
Yeah.
be me,
These
Hathaway, Chris, and Good Vibes. Just shooting the
these
shit
are
about the
fun.
market.
We,
As things were
yeah.
slowly starting to get a little crazy. Now things
I
are
would say that.
just starting to get
Yeah.
even more crazy.
Yeah. We have 757 viewers, so viewer count is just going up.
Yeah, I'm
And
cool
they're
with just
listening.
talking,
Timby
bro.
cooking. Yeah, Timby is cooking, so they like that. Um, what else? So you bought lot more similar, and they haven't made an announcement. Whereas strategy keeps on announcing, so strategy still might
What
be
are you
undervalued,
pivoting
bro.
to now? This trashing
Well, you were
Semler?
talking about on B. No, I'm just saying that strategy doesn't get its flowers, even though it's the GOAT company. You call it the GOAT. You call it the best company. I'm saying that
Yeah, it
people
is.
think that strategy, like right now, Metaplanet and Semler are going to outperform strategy because they will have more Bitcoin yield. And what I want people to see is that actions speak louder than words. And whereas these companies have these 555 plan and they have plans to do 127,000 Bitcoins, and they might do it, but
Okay. I
strategy is
think
doing it.
they're okay. There's something to both parts of that, right? I mean, strategy clearly long term is an easy bet. I think the main play that these people are betting on, myself included in some respects, is that, you know, for strategy to double their holdings, they have to have over 1 million coins. For similar to 20x their holdings, they end up with 100,000 coins. You know, these things are, that's kind of like the growth proposition.
A relative growth. It's not about.
But I'm not discounting. I mean, obviously, I'm buying MicroStrategy too. There's the sick. It doesn't matter that they're not doubling their holdings. It's the fact that they continue to stack, and they are the only player that. It's literally strategy, and then everybody else is literally all the way down here. Nobody's even like even close.
Not even midway.
It's not even close.
No, not even close.
So it doesn't matter that they're not doubling, but those are the like short-term propositions. And why I like SMLR though is different. It's not like a short-term play. It's that they were the first people to do this. They're the first people to answer the call. The reason why Eric SMLR even became the fucking chairman of the board was because he talked to Saylor and did this. I mean, that's not confirmed, but I 100% guarantee that's why. He became the chairman in March, and then they implement the Bitcoin strategy in May of last year. Why do you think he became chairman? So I don't know.
Just like Saylor.
So, and Metaplanet started about the same time, and those are the two companies that literally have the Dawn's blessing. I mean, it's even as cryptic as this to me. As you go look at the photo of the Saylor dinner with all the companies, who's sitting right across from him? It's SMLR and fucking Simon. Where's Jack Mallers? Saylor's sitting here. Jack Mallers is not facing him. He's at the opposite end of the table. Not facing Saylor at all. Would not have even been able to get eye contact with Saylor in any way. Like, that's what I mean, is it right to look at it that deep? I don't know. But the Dawn has the blessing. Jack Mallers is working with Cantor. So is fucking Adam Back. That's why they're all... and that's why David Bailey's doing all this shit too, bro. These people found out all this shit. And that's what they're doing. They're pivoting to all these international companies so they can start... That's going to be their way to cash flow, to buy Bitcoin, is all these international companies, these fucking... They're becoming... Why do you think Pompliano and David Bailey, they must have known what Jack Mallers and Adam Back were talking about, and they instantly figured out how to do their own shit. It's the exact same approach. It's gonna be garbage. These Bitcoin hedge funds own shitty treasuries across the whole world. It's nonsense. So that's where.
But what about 21 having a MNAB of 0.067? Is it because the dilution hasn't occurred yet?
None of that stuff is accurate at all. None of the stuff on the Bitcoin treasury site with these companies they're literally pre-massive dilution, yes. Where all these people are all these insiders get shares at $10. So you're telling me CEP at 30, they get shares at 10, they're not going to start slamming it? Some of them have different capital structures where, you know, they're vested, but to a lot of degrees, I mean, there's guys that are going to be instantly letting it fly no matter what. Doesn't matter, the vesting doesn't matter. The average person,
that means...
That's why all SPACs are fucked to some degree, because that's how it always is. The average person that FOMO's in, the insider dumps on you instantly. Then rebuys lower.
All right.
And reinvests. Then they run it back.
So, right. Yeah, I see that. Right now, MicroStrategy is the 21st cheapest company with MNAB, but if you remove all these companies that the dilution is going to come, it might be top 10, right? And it is literally the
Wait,
largest
say what
company
you
in
just said
holding.
again.
So, MicroStrategy is the 21st cheapest company in terms of MNAV,
You're saying
right?
it
It's,
as far as lowest
yeah,
MNAVs.
lowest. Yes,
So
low
where's
to that. Yeah.
Semler
So
on that?
Semler is right now, according to this list,
Probably like
it's
second.
in 11th. 11th.
So there's ones closer to one.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you remove these companies that are SPACs that are going to have dilution and they won't, that the MNAV won't hold, that means literally that Semler and MicroStrategy are literally in the top 10. And Semler is way above. Like Semler is in top 5 in my book. If you don't include ProCap, if you don't include 21, if you don't include these stupid companies like Mingsheng, SOS, Advanced Bitcoin Technologies, Coin Citadel. I don't even know half of these companies. Like there's Kango Inc. I know Fold I know, but Semler is even cheaper than Fold. Like as far as I think, like I think Semler is the cheapest Bitcoin treasury company in terms of
It's
MNAV,
the deepest
which
value
yeah,
play that there is, bro.
yeah, yeah, right.
But yeah, what are we at on this stream? We're at 145. What
Yeah.
time you got
Do
to
you wanna
dip? You want to dip at the top of the hour or whatever?
how far is top of the hour?
8 minutes.
Yeah, sure. That's good.
Alright.
You like John?
Yeah, that guy's chill. I mean, he's definitely likes to
You might
talk.
we might have made our first paycheck today on this podcast. Don't know. Or the first beer.
I mean,
Either or.
he said he'll send us $500.
If his finance guy allows him. So I
Oh,
hopefully he
that's
does.
what he said. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
catch
yeah.
that. So yeah,
How much
that's another guy that said he'll pay us. That is not gonna pay us. So
well, that's 12 Misty shares. I'm counting on him.
it's okay.
Yeah. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be streaming from my pool or my jacuzzi. Well, not tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be tomorrow. For
Well,
you,
I will reach.
For you,
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah, no, it'll be tomorrow morning for you. It'll be tomorrow night for me.
Yeah. And
You'll
hopefully,
be live in the flesh in Thailand, and I'll be here
on
with my
24th.
dog Smalls.
Yeah, you were talking to your schmaltz. Is adorable. You
Wait,
were
I
shaking
wasn't
his paw.
muted?
We couldn't hear you, but we could see that you were having a conversation with
Oh
your
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
And she was looking at you with
It's
such
a
a sorry
boy. It's a
face.
boy. It's a boy.
He was looking at you with such a sorry and like sympathetic face that you have no idea. Does he sleep at the foot of your bed?
Yeah. He's got a bed actually right here, a big ass bed. Here, I could show you actually.
And you got 2 dogs, right?
Yeah, there's his. He's got. Oh shit! I got laundry.
Nice.
But yeah, he's got a big
Right.
ass
Okay.
bed.
All right. That's great. Any new play for next week, Hathaway? Should I add something to my watch list to look at just in case we drop? If we have a big drop, what should I buy more? Like, what should I buy for sure? Yeah, Bitcoin Treasury Company. We have a short-term play, long-term play. If we have a big dip, what's the first thing to buy?
I don't know, man. I think in theory, probably strategy or somewhere. But for me, because I'm retarded, I'm going to buy Misty, and I'm going to keep buying until I reach my goal. And I had a goal by the end of the year.
Back on the Misty train fully. Explain that.
I think that it's kind of like what you said when you worked out the numbers, where even if you had some erosion, even if you had kind of ho-hum payouts, you could still hit 60 CAGR or more. Plus, I think that this entry point is pretty good. It's like 17 to 20, low 20s. I think it's a good time. I think that Bitcoin's going to I think it's going to crab to then spark to 138. Then it's going to crab. Then it's going to spark to like 183. And would you do better if you just had that?
Environment Misty is gonna cook.
Well, everybody. I mean, IBIT will cook, and your cold storage will cook, and that might be smarter. But I have that going right, so I'm not totally missing the boat. But once I just because I'm retarded, once I get that level of Misty, then I can really just pour, not get any more. Just hold that level and just buy either IBIT or whatever you called it. I missed.
Yeah, I missed this chill. Yeah.
Winter, whatever I feel like it. I mean, it'd be nice to have IBIT, like a ton of IBIT with thousands of shares to do calls.
And then
but
what do you think of Own B?
Yeah, I think originally my idea was I would just do it myself with half 10, but that was complicated, and I was looking at it.
Like 35 mil in Own B right now.
That's good. I'm getting to the point where I'd rather have them do it than me. Like, I made money on XYZ.
And they can just the companies that are shitters, they'll get filtered out. The good companies will continue to get higher passive inflows, and then those will be the companies we want to own. It should become more simple, to be honest, over time. I mean, but that's why I just want to stick to who's got the Don's blessing. The guy who's going to be making a multi-trillion-dollar company has only endorsed 2 companies, really. SMLR, Metaplanet. He endorsed GameStop, then said, basically, fuck you. That wasn't good enough. He's not endorsing them anymore. He's endorsed... I mean, he hasn't endorsed Cooler. He hasn't endorsed Naka. He hasn't endorsed, like, any of these companies. He's literally only endorsed the true first adopters that, conveniently, are the ones being given the playbook to implement before everyone else. Is that coincidence? Right. Fuck no. Like, why are they pivoting from converts to preferreds before anyone even has thought about it? It's because those are the people on the calls with Sailor. Because he wants the first dudes to be successful. Because he's a G, and that's how you do it. You want them to succeed. It's very
and you
clear
can show that
what's
someone
happening.
else can do it. Right, so you can show that it's not a key man thing. It's like it's a playbook thing, and if you stick to the playbook,
if you were there, then you're scaling just like him. It's never been more clear to me, like, why it's only them pivoting to these same things. The strike warrants, those are the converts. SMLR doing converts. Now they're both pivoting to preferreds before anyone else. I wonder why. Because it's because this shit takes time too. Like the fact that SMLR's already getting it done in September, like that means that this was probably already put in motion around the time that the first preferred even became a thing for strategy. Like, this type of shit, there's no way that's not how this worked. It's not just like Joe Burnett comes in, it's like, okay, we got to pivot to prefers now. I think this was already in the works. Joe Burnett was at the conferences. All these conversations were already happening. These people were already getting beckoned in. They knew that the DOJ shit was happening. Like, it was all preconceived. Or at least I would love for that to be the case. I mean, it makes no other... There's no way it wasn't. This new treasurer guy, maybe that's a new thing. But aside from that, I think the Joe Burnett, Natalie Brunell, and everything else, and the 3-year plan. Like the 3-year plan, there was clearly a private meeting with Metaplanet, Sailor, and fucking SMLR. They all issued 3-year forwarded guidance. Those are the only companies that have done so. Those are the only companies with the dashboards, like Sailor. This is what I'm saying. Like, you want to invest with who's in the mafia, bro. Who's got the blessing of the Dawn, bro. So that's where I'm at with it. It makes perfect sense. SMLR and Metaplanet are gonna be perfect in the long run, no matter what. Unless somehow MicroStrategy is what all the maxis and everybody else cries about, and they've got too many IOUs and the entire financial system collapses, which at that point the entire world's fucked. And we will experience global poverty at a scale that has never existed. And I don't think that'll ever happen. So, I mean, in that case, then owning Metaplanet and SMLR are probably the best bets on the entire fucking Bitcoin treasury market. And obviously I'm biased, but it is what it is. It's very clear who has the blessing.
We got 800 viewers, and yeah, I mean, I agree with you, but I really, really think this is all so much noise. I don't want to take away from strategy or similar, but when I see in the future when rates cut and all these stablecoin companies are printing and treasury funds, and like when everybody is stacking, right? And we have the bull run, everybody's late to the party. And then obviously we have a dump, but now everybody's buying the words out there. And suddenly we have retail attention again. But this time we have retail attention, but we have like the blessings from the government, blessings from Wall Street, blessings from other countries who are now, except England, who by the way sold their Bitcoins or are in the process of selling their Bitcoins. They're going to cry hard like Germany did. And I just feel this is all noise because the price of one Bitcoin is all that's going to matter, not the price of MicroStrategy share, not the price of Misty, not the price of SMLR. All that's going to matter is what's the price of Bitcoin and how much that goes up. But as Bitcoin goes to 200, 500K, not saying that it will, people start saying, you know what, I can't afford zero point 0.01 Bitcoin, which is at that point $50,000. I'm just going to hold, I'm sorry, 0.01 will be $5,000. So that's retail. So retail maybe doesn't want to buy $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. And slowly as Bitcoin goes up, the retail gets priced out. They don't understand that it doesn't matter how much Bitcoin you have. It matters that you're going to get the same number go up. But people will be like, you know what, I can get 100 shares of SMLR. You know what, I can get 100 shares of, maybe I can get 10 shares of MicroStrategy. Because they, yeah, and they'll keep splitting. These companies will keep splitting, so that, more people come in and more people are able to do this talk and they can play around.
At the beginning of this, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, will there be like the mania of all these small cap retarded companies, and then it's gonna get like a bad rap, and that'll be like the bear market is all the small shitters. I mean, like, look at even like the Genius Group. They're like one of the first companies to, who knows if they have the Bitcoin, like that.
Yep.
That the CEO of that company is like a known like scammer. So like the Genius Group, that shit ripped off announcement, has tanked. Like they claim to have Bitcoin. Are they? I mean, there's going to be a lot of those type of companies. There's these massive shitters just trying to get a pump and dump, like a literally like any other meme coin type of thing, bro. There's really no product. There is no cash flow. There's no business. So what do? You get hype, and then you cash out. That's how all the crypto. That's how a lot of the crypto ecosystem. It's gonna be like that in this way too. But that's why, as long as you focus on the companies that are legit, that have the main blessing of the guy who's going to 1 million coins, you know, you piggyback on that, I think in 10 years we'll be saying, like, this was, like, the next Bitcoin, in a way. Like, you get Bitcoin early, then you get this exposure to, like, the new expansion of Bitcoin. And that,
I get you.
And then you'll look back in 10 years and be like, this was just like buying Bitcoin early. Like, this was money.
I get you. All right, so let's wrap it up. Thanks all the viewers for coming. We've
How do you know we're right at 2 hours, yo? We got 30 seconds. But yeah, let's we'll run through the sponsors and then...
Let's give a shout out. Yep.
All right. Do you want to do the sponsors or me?
Yeah, I'll do it for a change. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys, to Bitcoin Dive Bar episode 9 with Tim B and B Scarce. I'm B Scarce. He's Tim B. And we want to thank you all for joining us. We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Coors Light. The mountains are always blue. Keep drinking. Keep chilling. We also want to give a shout out to SMLR. Drink responsibly. We're going to give a shout out to SMLR Scientific. Eric Semler, you're doing good. Keep going. And Joe Burnett and the whole team, and Nick Collette, welcome to the team. Hopefully you guys do great. You're the only company that actually has a great business doing the strategy. Now, obviously, have a shout out to Michael Saylor. Strategy is the best, biggest, earliest company, the champion of Bitcoin. And I called him today a JP Morgan of Bitcoin because that's what he is. He's going to make Bitcoin the capital asset to own where nobody wants to sell it. I don't know, the plebs are going to hate me saying this, but nobody's going to want to sell Bitcoin. Nobody's going to want to use Bitcoin peer-to-peer. They want to store Bitcoin and enjoy number go up or enjoy deflation. And obviously, last not the least, our latest sponsor, shout out to John Fauchery, Stacking Sats Inc., the newest private offering IT company that is launching their own Bitcoin treasury company. They are inviting plebs like you and me to maybe invest and get some equity. And what they're trying to be is the next private Bitcoin treasury company, which slowly raises through debt and equity and acquisitions, try to accumulate more and more Bitcoin, beat Bitcoin, and hopefully go public one day. John is a very active, exciting guy, a lot of energy. I didn't get any bad vibes from him. I think he's just trying to, power private equity with Bitcoin, which somebody had to do it, and I wish the best of luck to him, and just do your own research. If you're an accredited investor, you can reach them out, get the paperwork. If you feel it's worth your time and money, you can invest or not. Still, it's an interesting idea. Up to you, Tim B.
That was fucking good, dude. Good shit. All right, guys. That leads us into another amazing episode. Did not think we were going to have a pleb company that is running a Bitcoin treasury company come on today, but we did. Who could have guessed? Day one, we got him. Shout out Mars for hooking that up. Shout out B Scarce for contacting him. We really do appreciate everybody that tunes into this show. We are coming up on episode 10 tomorrow. We will see you all at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. We will, once again, B Scarce will be in Thailand tomorrow, so it should be very exciting. And who knows who will join us. We could have a couple interesting characters. We'll see. But once again, thank you guys so much. And
thank you, Hathaway. Thank you, Tao.
And yeah, we will. Thank you to everybody that came on, and we will maybe see you in a space after this. We'll see, but either way, we'll see you tomorrow. This has been episode 9, Bitcoin Dive Bar. Thank you guys so much. God bless.
There's a name for them. We call them the poor. We call them the poor. okay?
Right? Like, the point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right, I mean, right, but I mean, we can all look Bitcoin sort of as
Forever, Laura.
People that use fiat currency as a store of value, we call them poor. We call them poor. People that use fiat currency, we call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor. There's a name for them. We call them poor. We call them poor. We call them poor.